Hello everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're back to good. And today, on this beautiful day in Arkansas, the sun's shining, we're going to get a water filtration system installed. We're going to be installing the SimPure T1-400, and Rachel's going to tell you all about it.
Yeah, so we've got some upgrades we need to do in our camper. We really love the layout. It's really nice and spacious, but we want to bring some upgrades to it, and one of the things is water purification, so we don't have to buy bottled water anymore. We looked into different systems, and the system that I chose was a reverse osmosis system. There's some controversy with reverse osmosis and whether it's healthy for you or not, and let me just explain my decision here. So reverse osmosis basically removes all the minerals, the good and the bad. So the problem with that is that you've got some minerals that you want to keep in your water, like calcium and magnesium and potassium and stuff. And when you do reverse osmosis, it takes all of that minerals out. So the system that we chose is an 8-stage filtration system that actually balances the alkalinity, because when you do reverse osmosis water, it ends up acidic. So you don't want to be drinking acidic water with no minerals. So the system we have has a alkaline balancer that adds the alkalinity back into the water so that it raises it above 6.5. So we want to have the alkaline water. We don't want acidic water. So this system actually adds it back in, which is really cool. And the other thing with the water for reverse osmosis is that it demineralizes the water. But the system we chose adds the minerals back in that you want in. So it cleans it, it reverse osmosis, it UV light, the whole thing. It removes everything from the water, good and bad. And then it puts the good stuff back in. So we have alkaline water, we have the minerals that are supposed to be in your water, that you want in your water, the ones that are important for your system. So this system was what we were looking for. We wanted nice clean water, but we wanted it to be healthy water. So this system's going to be a really big help so that we no longer have to buy bottled water. And it's awesome. It's a really great price compared to a lot of competitors, and it's really going to save us a lot of time and money going and buying bottled water all the time. So we are going to have an under-the-counter water filtration system that gives us really clean, pure water and puts the good stuff back in. So we're going to get to it today, and we'll show you a little bit of the install. It's not going to be real easy to do because we live in a camper and we have one cabinet. I had to take all the drawers out to prep for this so we can try to get room for the camera in there and 2 people to be finagling around in our cabinet. So it's going to be a little bit of a chore, but we're going to do the best we can to try to get you the good shots and show you how to install it. It looks really easy to do, so it seemed a little intimidating at first, but reading through the directions and the instruction manual, it looks pretty simple. So the challenge is going to be recording it and getting into the small space. So we're going to hop to it, and we're going to get to putting in this water filtration system, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about it later. So let's go. Are you ready, Sean?
Yeah, let's go. Let's dive in.
Right? All right. We'll see you soon.
The T1-400 features sediment removal, chlorine removal, taste and odor filtration, reverse osmosis, T33, which is the composite activated carbon for the T1-400 UV model, and the ALK, which is pH and alkaline adjustment, only for the T1-400ALK model, which is what we have, and UV. The T1-400 includes an easy-to-read instruction manual that includes instructions for the typical installation and for the optional installation of hooking it up to your refrigerator. The T1-400 water filtration system is carefully assembled, packaged, and shipped complete with all the parts required for a standard installation. The parts included have adapters for 1/2-inch water inlets. It also includes Teflon tape and spare parts. They also give you a positioning label for wall-mounted holes. So let's get on to the installation. Step 1 is to take out the filter cartridges, remove the protective film, and pull out the protective cover. Install the filter cartridges according to the mark on the main body. Insert the corresponding filter cartridge into the main body first, and then screw it in tightly. Install the PP, CTO, RO, and T33 or the ALK filter cartridges depending on which version you have. Okay, so here we have the main unit here. It's got the boost motor on the top and stuff, so it's got all the mechanical stuff on the top of this bar and the water pressure gauge and whatnot. So underneath here it has, these are labeled here, ALK, RO, CTO, and PP. So those correspond with the filters that are right here. So we've got the ALK filter, and that's going to go in here. So we're going to take all these little lids off, just like that, and we're going to put them in here. Now, it looks like you got to give it a little push and then turn it to the right to lock it in place. Alright, so there's the whole unit basically all put together. Now we just got to install it underneath the sink. So we've got the 4 filters connected and everything else is ready to go. So you can mount this to a wall. I'm not sure that we're going to do that. We're just going to set it underneath the sink. You can also put it someplace other than under the sink, but that's where we're putting it, is under our sink. So let's get down to the install and find out what's next. Okay, so on to step 2, install the feed water adapter valve. If the cold water valve outlet is 3/8 inch, it can be directly connected. Locate the shutoff valve. Turn off the cold water shutoff valve located under the sink. Be sure that you have turned the water supply off before starting any plumbing work. Remove the original connection from between the faucet and the cold water shutoff valve under the sink. Connect the cold water supply and the feed water adapter valve. Please check to make sure that the sealing ring is installed or it may leak. It also includes instructions for the 1/2 inch water valve installation and the adapters that come with it.
Alright, there we go. Give me some water. Okay.
So we got the water line disconnected, and now we're going to put in this little T valve here, adapter valve that comes with the unit. So we got some Teflon tape up there on the thing, so now we're going to put the valve thing on, so the valve adapter.
Alright, let me give it a...
Okay, so step 3, install the faucet. Fixing to the sink. Try to install the faucet on the sink surround if possible, using one of the following mounting holes already available. Remove the cover, make sure you have a clear access above and below. If there are no additional holes available, you will need to drill a suitable hole. Max thickness 1.5 inches. If you need to drill the countertop, especially for granite tile and concrete ones, you may need professional assistance. Using a hammer and center punch, mark the hole. Drill a pilot hole first, working up to 1/2 inch. Drill bit. Insert the faucet through the hole with the top gasket in place and secure it with the bottom lock nut.
Okay, we're connected and screw this on the bottom. Okay. Is it sturdy?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so step 4, install the drain saddle. If installing the product under a sink, make sure you connect the drain to a straight piece of pipe and make sure it is before the water trap, the P-trap or the U-bend is seen in the diagram. Drill a 1/4 inch hole on the drain pipe with an electric drill. Remove the backing and stick the saddle valve seal on the pipe and line up the holes. Assemble the drain saddle valve according to the diagram below and tighten the bolts evenly with a cross-head screwdriver to allow the clap to fit snugly around the pipe. Do not over-tighten it. Once secure, insert the 1/4 inch PE tube into the saddle valve QC fitting, which is the red tubing. Stick a screw or something inside it to line it up. Here we use the drill bit to insert it into the hole so that we can line it up with the hole that's in the pipe that we drilled to make sure that we put the clamp on in the proper position.
Okay, that should be good.
Okay, on to step 5, connect the tubing. Part 1 is connecting the white tube to connect the inlet water port, which is on the right side of the machine on the rear side, and the feed water valve, which is what you connected in step 2. Next, you would connect the wastewater line, which is the red tubing, and you connect that to the wastewater port, which is on the top left of the machine, clearly marked with a red dot. And you connect that to the drain saddle, which you connected in step 4. Step 3 would be connecting the blue tubing, the outlet water, to connect the outlet water port, which is on the top left of the machine, marked with a blue dot, and to the gooseneck faucet that you installed in step 3.
That locks it in place. Okay. I think it's easier to put these tubes in on here than place it back there because it's such tight quarters back there. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's see if this will fit in there. Okay, we gotta put this on the white hose to screw it back on after we get it on this valve right here, but it's such tight quarters that I need two hands and to be able to hold that to push this on. Okay. Well, we weren't sure if trimming them hoses was ideal right now, but I think if we were going to permanently keep it right here, we would trim those hoses up so it was a little bit cleaner fit, but I just use a twist tie. Well, sounds like it's filling up. Rachel just turned the water on, and so far I don't see any leaks back there. Let's turn the regular faucet on, make sure that's working. It is. Alright. Let's turn the filter faucet on. Oh, we gotta plug it in still. We forgot to plug it in. Here, Rachel, let me plug this in. And
I think it says to run it for 20 minutes first.
yeah.
Okay, step 6, system flushing. Start up the system and filter replacement. System flushing. Turn on the feed water valve and gooseneck faucet, then plug in and let the system run for 20 minutes to rinse all fittings and the new filter. Check for any signs of leaks. Warning, make sure the socket under the sink is powered on and ensure that the system has been plugged correctly into the power outlet. You may notice black carbon particles for the first minute. This is normal. 2. Enjoy your drinking water. After flushing, the system is ready to use. Turn on the faucet and enjoy it. There will be some noise when the system is running. This is normal. Alright, we have water coming out of the faucet, and it says to let it run for 20 minutes. So we're going to put a timer on the microwave for 20 minutes and let it run. So it's supposed to help, I don't know, prime the canisters and all that stuff and get all the air out of the line and all that good stuff. So alright guys, so it's not real easy to film the install of this, so I'm just going to kind of run you through it because there's only so much space under a sink and there's not exactly a lot of room for 2 sets of hands and cameras and flashlights. So I'm going to walk you through what he did. And right there is a part that he put in. This is the red tube. When you connect the blue hose to the faucet, there's a small little adapter there that you can see the little white piece that you'll need to put on before you connect the blue hose.
Alright guys, so we got it all installed and we did the 20 minutes of running time to let it fill up the system and clear out all the stuff. And we're going to do a test of the tap water in this one. Put that one on the right, and then we're going to have the filtered water on the left. Okay, so we're going to test the pH with these Lab Rat basic pH testers here. We got 2 strips. We're going to stick them in here. This one is the tap water. Alright, so this top one looks like 4 or 5. The second one is more in the green. That one's pretty much the same color all the way across, and so is the yellow. So it looks like between a 4 and 5. Alright, so now we're going to put this test strip in the purified water. Swoosh it around in there a second. Gosh, I don't know, it's really hard to tell, but it's definitely on the other side. It's definitely not any of those, so it's possible it could be the 7 or even higher, because these are all really close. The 8 through 14, the colors are so close it's really hard to tell, so it's at least a 7. I think it looks like it's closest to the 8 with the first 3. Let me check the 7 here. Yeah, it's pretty close to the 7. That's like a pretty good match right there. It's hard to tell with the thing, but I think it's 7 is probably the closest match. Alright, so that was a bit of a chore doing that in the little tiny cabinet in there. It's very squishy, and trying to fit us both in there and trying to get my hand in there to get the camera in the spots where he was working at. So, you know, it is what it is, but we're so excited because we now have purified water that is remineralized and alkaline, and Sean's gonna give it a test here, so let's see what he thinks.
Yeah, I'm definitely thirsty after that workout, trying to squeeze in that little tight spot there. I'm not the smallest guy, so it was a chore. The install was actually not that hard, but getting in that small space was the difficult part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was well worth it because we got a glass of purified water here that came from our tap that was filtered, so we're going to try it out here. Tastes great. Tastes like clean, fresh water. You know, some tap waters, you get that chlorine taste, and you know they're putting that added fluoride in there. And this is awesome that, you know, we got purified water from the tap, because, you know, spending $6 on a case of water every other day is not cheap, folks. It adds up, you know, especially trying to give the cats and dogs clean water, giving them bottled water. So now they can get water right from the tap.
Right? So it's going to be really handy. We don't have to carry around big cases of water anymore. We don't have all the waste of the plastic bottles and all that good stuff. So I'm pretty excited. It's got that fancy faucet that you just turn on. So it's going to be a really big change for us not to have to go buy bottled water anymore. And part of the reverse osmosis water thing is you can actually remineralize it yourself if you wanted to make reverse osmosis water, and you could simply add in some sea salt and some baking soda to add the minerals back in, or to make your water more alkaline. But it's manual intensive to do that every time when you get a glass of water, to go get a little bit of salt and a little bit of baking soda, or to do it by the gallon. So they have this filter that actually does it all for you, so it's really easy. I prefer the under the counter method for the install, because a lot of people in our situation being off-grid or homesteaders, they'll use the big canisters that you set on top of your counter. But let me just tell you, we have like a 12-foot or a 12-inch space of empty counter, and if I put that on the counter space on our counter, we would have zero counter space. So the on the counter method was not going to work for us. And our refrigerator is really small. It's like an apartment size fridge. So we didn't necessarily want to get one that goes in the fridge as well. And a lot of those systems don't have the alkalinity thing or the adding in the reminerals. So this was like the perfect choice for us. And it was, it's a very affordable option. So even the filters, it's got 4 filters. And even to replace all those filters is less than $100. It's got a cool little gauge on the unit that tells you when you need to replace them, and it's so much easier.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, because we're off grid with the solar, it uses very little power. When it's running, the pump is running, it's running right around 60 watts, so it's low power usage. Don't have to worry about, you know, are we going to be able to get filtered water, because, you know, we don't have very much power to work with.
Yeah, and it's only using the 60 watts while we're actually filling up a glass of water, which takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's an on-demand pump. It turns
Right.
off when you turn the faucet on, and only turns on when you, you know, run the pump or run the
Right.
water.
And the resting wattage for when it's just sitting there is like 6 watts. So it's very, it works great for our needs for being off-grid, because we watch the wattage on everything that we use. We know how many watts everything uses that we use, and I was really shocked to see that it only uses 6 watts on standby mode. And like I said, we only use it for like 10 seconds at a time. And now I don't even have to go get bottled water to cook with. You know, you're boiling noodles and you got to put all these bottles of water in there, and it just seems like such a waste. But now we don't have to worry about that. So this is going to be perfect for our family and for our needs, and it's going to be very low wattage, and it's going to work out perfect. So we're really excited, and we thought we'd share it with you because it might work out perfect for you too. We know a lot of homesteaders out there and a lot of people that are off-grid. And a lot of times people think when you live off-grid that you live primitive and you don't have any fancy, you know, fancy things in life. And we try to find ways that we can still have some, you know, creature comforts, but not have a very expansive wattage usage. So it's something that we pay attention to quite a bit. So we just wanted to share it with you and let you know that there's an affordable option out there for you. It's pretty simple to install, and it's very simple to maintain and simple to replace the cartridges. You just pop them in and twist them, and it's nothing labor intensive. So we wanted to share it with you, and we hope that you enjoyed it, and go get yourself some clean water.
But you know what? I want to do some quick math real quick. You know, if we're spending $12 a week on bottled water, that's $560 a year. If the filters only cost $100, we're saving over $460 a year not having to buy the bottled water twice a week evermore, because now we've got filtered water and it tastes great.
That's awesome. We always love saving money. So, you know, it takes a little bit to get it set up, and just a couple hours you'll have bottled water for a very long time, so, or purified water for a very long time. So we're pretty excited.
Yeah, with the yearly savings, that water purifier is paying for itself. So I'm very happy about it. But
Yeah.
you know what, Rachel?
What?
It was a great day in Arkansas.
Oh, yes, it's always a great day in Arkansas, right? All right, well, y'all have a great day, and we hope that you go out and take care of your purified water, and make sure you're drinking nice, safe water with no chlorine, no fluoride, none of the bad stuff in there, and make sure you're putting that good stuff back in. So make it nice and easy and get you a T1-400 from SimPure.